So I'm going to spend the next part of the talk now, because I've got 25 minutes, speaking about religion and the church as a spiritual and moral space in society. Again, let's listen to Biko describing religion, and I would really recommend you read this, and remember he was a student when he wrote this, a student in struggle. And I'm quoting, "If one takes religion as nothing else but what it is, that is a social institution attempting to explain what cannot be scientifically known about the origin and destiny of man, then from the beginning we can see the necessity of religion. All societies, and indeed all individuals, ancient or modern, young or old, identify themselves with a particular religion, and when none is existent, they develop one. In most cases, religion is intricately intertwined with the rest of cultural traits of society. In a sense, this makes the religion part and parcel of the behavioral pattern of that society, and makes the people bound by the limits of that religion through a strong identification with it." That last sentence is an indictment on religion, if we are to believe Biko, that the behavioral patterns of society are influenced by religious institutions, or at least they are able to be influenced. I want to speak to you, and I don't want to only do Biko, because then everyone said, you only read Fanon and you only read Biko. What about all the other people who have written on religion? So I have a limited, you heard I was agnostic and you heard my story. So I went to find something. So Hollis, James Hollis, in a chapter titled "The Problem with Spiritual Authority," describes how religion can become a hollow enactment of spirituality or engagement with God. In his own words, religion, for most, ceased to be a felt apprehension of the transcendent and became an ideological affiliation, which is why Nietzsche, a philosopher, concluded that God was dead. God was no longer a felt experience. God had become an idea, an ideology, an institution, no longer the living, autonomous God of history. If myth is the invisible plane which supports the visible plane of life, what happens when the invisible plane is no longer phenomenologically experienced?
Sounds like the Anglican Church.
You guys understand that? Someone must explain this to you. Religion, for most, he continues, sorry, and I'm skipping over some because we don't have a lot of time. Okay, when we reflect on the nature of spiritual experience, this is again honest, we recall that it is phenomenological in character, that is experiential, not conceptual. The energy of the gods, let's call it spirit for now, conflates an image and renders it numinous. Because such energy is of divinity, it is not beholden to human constraint or fixation, however much our ego desires the security of such reification. But as the gods are the gods, they move when they will, and that spirit leaves the image it inhabited for a moment or for a millennium. What is left behind is the husk of the image, minus the husk which was once numinous. The loss of that image, however, occasions a profound angst, which arises out of the dissociation of image and spirit. This angst has historically been treated by the contrivance of dogma to address the doubts of the mind. You can hear he's also a psychoanalyst. By ritual which seeks the original connection by repetition of what was once phenomenologically spontaneous and cultic practices, which bring some comfort in the association of like-mindedness with one's tribe. These artifacts of primal experience in time become institutions, and progressively more and more remote from the original encounter with the gods. So what he's saying is simple repetition of ancient practices and figurines try to capture the luminous, the beautiful, the spiritual. And if we're not careful, God leaves that place. And then we don't have it anymore, but we seek it and we keep doing the practices because we seek it. People's conditions are bad. Students are getting NSFAS for a year, they go to university. The conditions are terrible because they don't have enough food. They come from a bad education system, so they are failing, more than 50% failure rate, because we're not dealing seriously with pedagogy in a new way, as opposed to doing this Harvard thing of lecturing at people and they must go home and learn. That's not the context we live in. So this, when we say decolonize institutions, we're talking about that, and students are saying, we can face police and we will shut everything down because they've got nothing to lose. Many of them can't come back because they don't have registration fees, and a number of them have failed not because they're stupid black people, but because they come from terrible educational institutions, and because the university has been corporatized. In an education first year class, government built a beautiful 750-seater auditorium and forced Wits School of Education to take 750 students in the first year. How are you losing students in that class trying to teach people who've come from a difficult situation? So it's a very complicated thing, and students have, in my mind, even as I don't do it to the extreme that I've seen some of my peer students do it, they are saying the status quo cannot continue, we have to shut it down. And so that anger, I think, is rightful. Your question around Pandora's box and violence is a very important one. What students did, and it started, I will never forget it, at UCT, in a Rhodes Must Fall educational seminar, because they weren't just occupying the management to demand the statue, they were also organizing educational panels. A guy called Leigh did a talk on epistemic violence that shifted things for students, because he described how violence that the capitalist and middle class people want to focus on, you and me, is interpersonal violence, and when you enact violence against my property. But let's not speak about structural violence and the fact that people are starving. Let's not speak about that kind of violence. That doesn't affect me. So the violence I'm going to prioritize is when you want to tell me to shut up and give me a smack. Forget about the institutional, much more felt violence by South Africans. So that shifted the way students were speaking and thinking. And this idea of epistemic violence, the fact that what we are taught at universities, firstly, who gets taught at universities just gives us the message that white people know everything. Because to be honest with you, in my entire education degree, even at the black institution at UWC, I didn't read many black educationalists, to be honest with you. So students are questioning all of this. The Pandora's box is open already. The difference is now middle class people are part of what's going on. Violence is everywhere in our townships. It is terrible. We are now just sucked into it, and for me that is a blessing that students have afforded the majority of South Africa, because now we can't turn a blind eye in the same way, except some of us will. We'll get more secure private security, our walls will go higher. University managers at Wits are now going to order drones to watch what's going on. Biometric security at our public universities. Is this the way we really want to go? If not, we have to be critiquing the people in power who are in actual fact just scared. We're all scared of violence, but we can't run away from the fact that the majority of South Africa continues to live in a violent life. And what students have done is, they've disrupted that very clear line. Someone published a paper 2 years ago about the fact that Cape Town is voted in the same year the best city to visit and the highest murder rate in South Africa. Why? Because there's two cities in one city. The students, and why the UCT thing was so hectic, and why it made more of a difference than what's going on at Fort Hare or at UniZulu or Mangosuthu University of Technology, is because people look to UCT as the best and it's happening in a nice white area. So students have realized this, community members are realizing that you can't just stay in your township, burn things there and protest there, no one gives a shit. Come and bring it to where the rich people are and you're going to have some problems. So I think they've given us something that we now have to take further. They can't take it further. The Pandora's box is open. The cops coming to things always makes it worse. We know this. Private security is even worse than cops. Because private security don't have IPID. Their regulatory body is bad. And so it's even worse there. Very quickly, the three questions. I'm glad you mentioned the women and the queers and the... So the difference with this revolution, and I call it a revolution in a number of talks that I've done, is that from the beginning, women, queer people, and even trans people, which for many people is like, oh, what is trans? We don't even know what that is. But queer, trans, and feminists were at the forefront of those black-led student movements. When it became mass-based and more popular because it was about material conditions, it was about fees, and things that many, many students felt, the patriarchy was terrible. Queer people, women were really brutalized by their comrades and by their fellow students in ways that we have critiqued and we take on our comrades about this. So I'm glad you mentioned it, but it's been very hard for us, especially when the more normative stuff have come in. Thank you for your questions, comments, misinterpretations.
Both.
All.
Yeah.
So the first thing to say is, when I was talking about psychoanalysis, the book I was quoting, Hollis, he is a psychoanalyst. I'm not calling anyone here a psycho anything. I was just clarifying where he was coming from.
Because
So, I'm not suggesting psychoanalysis is the answer to anyone's
I
problem.
was quoting someone else.
Okay.
So I hope you accept that apology for misinterpreting what I was saying. The other thing is that when we come to this idea of male and female, part of the problem that we sit with at the moment is these dichotomies. So for me, I don't identify as male or female. I'm gender non-conforming and fluid. My identity is not made out of this idea that I feel either like a male or female. And many intersex and transsexual people will tell you much more eloquently than me how this system of patriarchy, but also of binaries, are problematic colonial, some will argue colonial, problematic ways of categorizing people. But it's very important politically to speak about the differences between men and women when it comes to systems of power. There's no way anybody here can dispute the fact that women are oppressed in the house, in the church, in government, in the corporate sector, at universities. It's a fact. So, I mean, I don't even want to get into that argument with you. I suggest I can pass on readings, or we can have another discussion about that in particular. But it's really problematic when you say that everyone can just represent themselves according to their position. There's power in every position. And a priest or a professor has much more power than a speaker. And I will never take on this idea of honorable, because I think it is a way to tell people you suck. If you think about how they use it in Parliament. I was just invited to engage you because I have the privilege of being a student, meaning I have time to think about these things a bit more. That's the reason why I'm standing up here and it isn't someone else at the moment. In the church, it's a priest who studies the scriptures and therefore gets a little bit more time. So this idea of honorable or not, I disregard it because it's got nothing to do with being honorable. Blaming the church, I definitely don't blame the church for what's going on. And if that came across, then I really didn't do a good job. What I was trying to put to you, as you watch the Pistorius trial, is that it's really, really important for the church to refigure what its role is. This is why Diakonia Center is sitting here. The South African Council of Churches is involved in the student negotiation because they're trying to figure out how we're going to get involved. Because many people can see we're going down a road that is going to be as violent, if not more violent, than the apartheid times. And that's both from institutions and from the fact that people have been brutalized and they've been suppressed for the last 22 years. And on top of that, which everyone went through under apartheid, they also have been told but it's democracy. You have every right to go and live in Constantia or in the rich places. It's your fault that you're not doing better. So the anger is legitimate and it's more intense. On the last thing, I am not a pacifist. I don't believe like that standing here and saying to a rapist or to someone, please don't do this to me, it's not going to happen. I'm not saying that things must be violent. In fact, my wish is that we can do this non-violently. But I would be blind if I don't relate the fact that there is violence everywhere in our society. And when you couple that with the fact that our state is becoming more securitized and more repressive, it's a concoction for violence. It's not me preaching violence. It's not me condoning it or saying I would do that. But I have to understand what's behind that thing. It's too easy to say you can't be violent, these gangsters. Do you think those gangsters get born like that? There's structural conditions that create that. So I appreciate the fact that you want to stand up. And like the lady in our group said, I am non-violent. I had to say to her, it's the classic question, would you call Madiba a terrorist now? He took up arms, he believed that you needed to fight for something. There are conditions under which, at some point, you have to pick up arms. Now, whether that is now, of course that's debatable. But we can't be blind and say pacifism is the way that's going to change the world, because we'd be, I think we're missing the point. Thank you.